Ladies and gentlemen, Chris here. I'm getting the double res delete on the BMW M140i. So if you're considering getting it done on your car, then this is the video for you. I'm gonna show you what it sounds like before, I'm gonna show you what it's like after, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion on whether or not I made the right decision. If you've been following the channel, you would have seen that I had a 335 N54 and I actually had it decatted and I had the PE mod done, and that thing sounded mint. So when I bought this BMW M140i, I was of course a little bit disappointed from the noise that I was getting from that B58 engine. So if you're considering it, then continue watching. And my dog Bella is watching me vlog. Look at her, look at her. Isn't she the cutest? Anyway, we're going to be taking the car down to Solid Mechanical and Engineering, the people that also did my Z3 muffler delete. So if you want to see that video, that is somewhere in my channel as well. That is extremely loud and obnoxious. So I'm hoping that the BMW doesn't turn out like that one. However, let's hop to it. I'm going to show you what it sounds like on a cold start first, and then we should be picking up the car. Peace. Cold start before the twin resonator delete. Car right now, about to head to the exhaust place to do the double res delete, and this is a fresh cold start, so get ready. This is what it sounds like before the mod. I'll put the window down. I'll just try and get out of this sun. So it is still cold, still warming up. And yeah, you can't hear a thing. Anyway, let's head to the exhaust place. I'll give you a few revs and a few pulls just to show you what it sounds like. So yeah, when I first got this car, I actually thought it had the petrol particulate filter. It was that quiet, but I realized, and hopping on all the forums and the Facebook pages, that the Australian delivered models are yet to have the petrol particulate filter fitted, so that was good news. I was a bit concerned that if I did the double res delete and one was the petrol particulate filter, that it would cause a few issues. I am considering getting a catless downpipe, and I've heard that when you get the double res delete and then you get the catless downpipe, the car can sound a bit like a diesel truck. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, but I will probably just leave it catted. I mean, the car makes good power with a cat on it anyway, so I don't think it's really necessary. But we'll see what it sounds like after we get the double res delete and take it from there. So the car has a good natural tone to it. It's just not loud enough for my personal preference. But it does have a good noise from factory, and I can see why BMW didn't make it any louder, obviously. The car I owned prior to this was a 335. It had catless downpipes and it had a PE mod. I have done a video of that if you're interested to see what an E92 sounds like with those mods. That thing sounded amazing. It was really quiet down low. However, when you got on it, after about 3,000 RPM, it really started to scream. I really enjoyed it because you could get away driving it normally. It didn't sound like anything. And then when you get on it, it was just a beast. So you could lay or fly under the radar pretty easily with that car. So I'm interested to see how this is going to sound Hopefully it's not too obnoxious in comfort mode. Hopefully the valves on the rear muffler sort that out. There was the other option of obviously keeping the resonators and actually doing a back box delete and doing what they call the wire pipe, which you've probably heard of. I did consider it. However, the fact that you actually delete the valve on that rear muffler was probably the biggest reason that I didn't do it. I would prefer to have the option of being a little bit quieter. I feel like if you did delete that back box, you'd get the one sound no matter what driving mode you were in. That may not be true. I think comfort mode still does quieten the car down a little bit. However, with the flap gone on the back box, well, you can only imagine that it's, you're not going to have that option of trying to be a little bit quieter when you actually feel like you want to be a little bit quieter. And then Sport Plus mode, hopefully it livens it up a bit when it opens up the flap in that rear back box. Just wind the window down and give it a bit of a pull in manual mode. So I think most of the noise that you're hearing is pretty much engine noise. You get a few pops and bangs on diesel, but not enough. So here we are. So how long will this take to be done? 10 minutes? Fuck, they even squished the pipe here as well. After speaking to them, he's discussed with me that the job isn't quite as straightforward as initially thought, and what he's referring to is that squished section, or the first muffler, which is actually an oval shape. So he said it's not a big deal, it's just going to take a little bit longer, but it's not quite as easy as he first anticipated. The technician there that's working on the car seems pretty capable. He wasn't too fussed with it, so just explained to me that it will take a little bit longer, and that front lip should be fitted too, so we get to see what that looks like on there as well. So I'm super excited, but we should have the car by the end of the day. Well, I was wrong. The company just called me and said it is a little bit harder than they anticipated. Well, a lot harder. So for you, it's going to be instant. For me, I'm actually going to be getting the car back tomorrow, unfortunately. So we won't be getting it today. But the good news is you don't have to wait. Only I have to wait. So we'll see you in a second. So we just got the car back. The car is in the driveway. I didn't actually pick it up. My girlfriend picked it up, so I haven't even driven it yet. It has been sitting there for a little while, so we're gonna get a nice fresh cold start. The guy at Solid Mechanical and Engineering said it does sound a hell of a lot different. Let's go and have a listen and see whether or not all this money to get two little things removed was worth it. Okay, so I have warmed up the car. I've got it in comfort mode and we're gonna take it for a bit of a drive, give it some beans and see what it sounds like. Okay, so in comfort mode, it actually still sounds quite similar to stock. You can tell it has a slightly deeper tone, but we're talking pretty minimal stuff, to be honest. So yeah, as you can tell, in comfort mode, pretty quiet, but that is not what you're here for. You are here for sports mode. So let's turn it on to sport mode and give it some beans. So noticeably louder straight away as soon as you put it into sport mode. Don't know if you can hear that whistling, but if you're considering getting the M style mirrors, I am experiencing a bit of whistle. All right, let's give it some beans. Holy moly. It feels quicker. And I'm not sure if it feels quicker because I just think it feels quicker. But oh man, on those D-cells, you can actually hear the car popping. So I could only imagine what it sounds on the outside, which is what it sounds like on the outside right now. Yeah, it's quicker. It is, something has changed and it feels quicker. Woo! This thing is a machine. Okay, so we're currently cruising at 100 kilometers an hour on the expressway. And it does not sound any louder. Maybe 10% louder, if that. But if we put it back into comfort mode, there is definitely a noticeable change in the tone. There is no drone. It is literally like driving at factory. It sounds even quieter in eco mode. This is at 100 kilometers an hour. And I'm not sure if anything's coming through the camera. But yeah, she's dead quiet. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go back into Sports Plus mode. Oh. So yeah, downshifting through the gears, you can definitely hear some pops and bangs. Not really loud inside the car, but loud enough to obviously let you know that they are there for sure. Oh, the downshifts. So yeah, the pops and cackles are noticeable inside the cabin. Not intrusive and not overly loud, but loud enough to let you know that something is going on with the car, which is nice. Would I do it again? Definitely. This car just really does put a smile on my face now. Even more so. So if you didn't already work it out, I am ecstatic with it. It has brought the car to life. Before, it was so dull and lackluster. I mean, I still enjoy driving the car, but with the twin res delete, it just livens it up. The benefit of it is as well that when I put it into comfort mode, it is quiet as a mouse. I mean, it's a little bit noisier, but it won't pop and cackle. And then as soon as you turn it into sport mode or sport plus mode, it just totally changes the car and it changes it into a completely different beast. So would I get the twin resonator delete? Definitely. I would do it all again, even though it took 2 days to get it done. I would get it done. Do not delay. If you are considering getting the twin resonator delete, make it happen. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Subscribe, you know, all that sort of stuff. But apart from that, we will see you in the very next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Welcome back. Yeah, thanks. I'm really dark. Bloody hell.